morning, hands students. We're going to start our practice standing tall in Tadasana. Let's pick up one foot, step into the floor. Pick up your other foot, step into the ground. Turn your palms to face forward. And let's take a moment, closing your eyes, to think of your mantra for today's practice. That phrase or sentence, maybe even it's just one word that helps you feel positive and strong in your own body. Allow your eyes to open as we move through our practice. You can repeat that mantra to yourself to help you stay in a positive mindset. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, hands touch. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. You can place your hands on your thighs here or on a block. Lift halfway up, look up, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold back in, Uttanasana. Press down through your feet, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring your hands back down by your sides in Tadasana. Let's do that again. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold a little deeper, Uttanasana. Stand tall, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down, Tadasana. So, we talked about different modifications you could use in Uttanasana because of the flexibility of your hamstrings. Your hamstrings do two jobs, flexion and extension of the leg. Let's lift one leg up. That's flexion. Let's send that leg behind you. That's extension. Same leg. Let's do that again. Lift it forward, flexion, send it back, extension. One more time on that side. Lift that leg up, flexion, send it back, extension. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Lift your leg up. You're decreasing the angle of the joint between the hip and the body. Send that leg back, extension. You're increasing the angle of the joint. Bring the leg forward, flexion, send the leg back, extension. Last time, bring it forward, flexion, send the leg back, extension. Step back into Tadasana, feet under your hips. We're going to do some poses that are going to strengthen your hamstrings. Let's step back with one foot, back heel is off the floor. Bend into that front knee, so your front leg is in flexion and your back leg is in extension. Inhale, reach your arms up. This pose is called Crescent lunge. You might feel like your balance is a little wobbly, so make sure your feet are stepped a little bit apart so you're not standing on a tightrope. Take a look down, make sure you can see the toes on your front foot, maybe give them a little wiggle. And then lift your back knee so that back leg is straight. Bring your hands to your core and feel the strength of your core muscles. If you're feeling wobbly, you could keep your hands on your hips. And then let's step forward and try crescent lunge on the second side. So stepping back. So see how I wobbled a little bit? I've got to find your balance. Back heel is off the floor, toes are on the ground, front knee is bent. Again, that front leg is in flexion, the back leg is in extension. Find the strength of those core muscles. Feel your legs working to support you. Reach your arms up. This pose is called Crescent lunge. If you're not feeling balanced here, or you're feeling a little wobbly, keep your hands on your hips. That'll help you stay balanced. Let's all take our hands back down to our hips, press into that front foot, and back to stand. Let's see if we can do that again. Stepping back, front knee bent, back leg straight, sweep your arms up into crescent lunge. Now keeping your arms up, let's straighten your front leg and bend the knee. Let's straighten that front leg and bend the knee. Let's straighten that front leg and bend the knee. Let's do that 2 more times. Straighten bend. Straighten and bend. Bring your hands back to your hips. Press into that front foot. Step all the way up. Give yourself a little shake, a little wiggle, and let's go to our second side. So remember, front knee bent, back leg straight. Your hands can stay on your hips, or you can reach your arms up. Crescent lunge. Straighten that front leg. Bend the knee. Straighten your front leg. Bend your knee. Straighten your front leg. Bend your knee. Make sure your knee points in line with your toes each time it bends. Straighten and bend. We've just got one more. Straighten that leg and bend your knee. Stay bent. Bring your hands back to your hips. Step up back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Check in with yourself. Notice what you're feeling in your body. Maybe if sensations have arisen that are a little different, that's okay. Just make observations about what you're noticing. Take your hands back to your hips. Step back to crescent lunge. So in crescent lunge, your back heel is off the floor. Make sure all 10 toes are pointing straight ahead like you're standing on railroad tracks. Let's keep our hands on our hips this time. Make sure that front knee is bent. The front knee is going to stay bent the whole time. Let's see if we can drop that back knee towards the ground and then straighten the leg. Let's do it again. Bend your back knee and straighten the leg. Bend your back knee and straighten. Bend the back knee, straighten the leg. Last time, bend that back knee, straighten the leg. Let's step forward, back to Tadasana. We're going to do the same thing on the second side. So stepping back, taking a moment to find your foundation, noticing what's happening in your feet. Keep the back heel lifted. The front knee is going to stay bent throughout all of our movement. Let's take that back knee, drop it a little closer to the ground, and then straighten the leg. Lower the back knee, straighten the leg. Bending deeper with that back knee, straighten. 2 more. Bend the back knee, straighten the leg. Last time, bending into the back knee and straighten the leg. Press into that front foot, come all the way back up to Tadasana. Arms are down by your sides. All right, team, let's come back down to a seated position. Take a moment to remind yourself of your mantra that you began your practice with. We come back to our mantra because we always want to keep ahimsa in mind, which is the first yama of yoga, non-harming. As we go through Navasana, remember there are lots of options that you can take to make sure that you are listening to your body and keeping yourself safe. So let's start by sitting up nice and tall, making sure you can feel the bones in your hips connecting with the floor. Hands are behind the thighs, and take a lean back, starting to feel the abdominal muscles turn on. Point your toes, and you might stay right here with your toes on the floor, your hands connected to the thighs. Or maybe you lift one leg up, or maybe both legs can lift. And if it feels good for you, reach those arms out. Find the option that's your best choice, and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your ankles, come back into Sukhasana, or easy seat. Take a breather. And we're going to do one more round of Navasana. Bring those knees together, the toes are pointed, hands behind the thighs, chest is up. A little lean back, maybe keeping your toes on the ground. If you went with one leg, let's lift the other leg up, or both legs, or the arms can extend. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your feet down, scoot your butt a little bit closer to your heels, and you're going to lower yourself all the way to the ground. If you've got a block handy, you can use your block. If you don't have a block, you could use a book or any other flat object that's about the shape of a block. Reach your hands and see if you can feel feel your heels. Give your heels a little bit of a tickle. And notice if your toes are pointing straight ahead. You want your feet flat. You don't want your knees turned out to the side. You don't want your knees knocking together. A little bit of space between your knees. You're going to press down through your heels. Lift your hips up. Coming into bridge pose. Now, if you need some support in this pose, you can take that block and slide it underneath you for some support. If you don't have a block, again, you could use something else to slide underneath. You can hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're using a block, slide it out. Lower your hips to the floor. Let's hug our knees in. Wrap your arms around your shins. Give it a little rock side to side. And then place your knees back or your feet back down. Toes point straight ahead. Palms are flat. Drive through your heels and lift your hips. So try to make sure your knees point straight ahead. Your chin is to your chest. Your gaze past your knees. Breath is steady and smooth. And lower the hips back down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs and give it a roll side to side. Place those feet back down. Knees point straight ahead. Palms are flat. Inhale, lift the hips. Chin to your chest. Breathing is smooth and steady. Bridge pose. Lower the hips down, hug the knees in, give it a little rock side to side, and then send your legs out and let your feet fall open, your arms rest. Take a moment in Shavasana.